Hello and welcome everyone to another session with Jaja. So in today's video on Take with Jaja's channel, we're going to evaluate some C or C++ exam past questions. So the first one is this: evaluate the following expressions. The first expression is 5 minus 4 times 4 divided by 2 minus 5 modulo 3 times 2 minus 12 divided by 2 times 3. Second question is 5 times 4 divided by into 6 minus 4 plus 9 minus 4 times 2 divided by into 5 minus 1 times 3. The third question is 6 modulo 2 is not equal to 7. 6 modulo 2 is not equal to 7 modulo 2 times 3, or 4 is equal to 5 plus 6 times 2 divided by 2, and 5 plus 12 modulo 5 is not equal to 4 minus 2 times 2. The fourth question is 5 modulo 2 is less than 5 minus 3 times 2, and 2 is less than 10 divided by 5 modulo 2, or 3 is not equal to 3 modulo 2. Okay, so that's about the first question. And so the second question is that what is a function? Write a function called sumOfSquares in C++ and a test program to call the function with input entered by the user that uses a while loop to compute and print the sum of a given number of squares. For example, if 3 is the input, the program prints 14 because 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 1 squared is equal to 1, 2 squared is equal to 4, 3 squared is equal to 9. So adding these three numbers is going to give us 14. So similarly, if the user had entered 4, the sum of squares would have been 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 squared, and you also get the answers similarly. And so that is the things we are going to solve in this video. So we're going to go in detail about each one of them in this video so that you are actually going to understand how it is solved. So without much further ado, let's just go into solving these questions right now. So let's go. Okay, so let's copy the first one out. Let's copy the first one. So let's go with 1i. So 1i is here. So we have it as a 15 minus 4 times 4 divided by 2 minus 5 modulo 3 times 2 minus 12 divided by, sorry, this division, not a modulo, minus 12 divided by 2 times 3. Let me be sure that I'm actually on the same page. 5 minus 4 times 4 divided by 2 minus 5 modulo 3 times 2 minus 12 divided by 2. Yeah, so we are correct. Okay, so we can see in this expression we have different types of operators. So the first I'm seeing here is the difference, or the subtraction. We have the multiplication, we have the division here, we have the modulo, we have the subtraction, also we have the multiplication, we have at least most of the arithmetic operators. Now in terms of precedence, we say that the modulo, which is the division, the division, the modulo, and the multiplication have the same order, or are of similar order, while the multiplication and division are also, the addition and subtraction are also of the same order or hierarchy. But in terms of hierarchy, the multiplication hierarchy is higher than that of the addition and subtraction. So when you want to subtract or add, the hierarchy is lower than when you want to either multiply, divide, or take a modulo. Now the thing is, if hierarchies, or if operators of the same hierarchy are in an expression, what you're going to do is that you're going to go from left to right. So in this case of 15 minus 4 times 4 divided by 2, because I'm having 4 times 4 divided by 2 in the first case, right? And multiplication and division are of the same hierarchy. I'm first of all going to multiply 4 by 4 first before dividing the whatever I get by 2, right? And then I'm also going to check next again in the expression. I'm having 5 modulo 3 times 2. So I'm going to take the modulo of 5 and 3 before multiplying anything I get by 2, right? And so the next is doing 12 divided by 2 times 3. I have to first of all divide divide 12 by 2, and then whatever I get I multiply by 3. Then after, I'm now going to do the addition and subtraction part, where I'm going to take what is 15 minus whatever I get after multiplying 4 by 4 and dividing by 2, minus whatever I get after taking the modulo of 5 and 3 multiplying by 2, minus whatever I get after dividing 12 by 2 times 3. So that is how we are going to do to get our answer. So also, if you have the similar question in your exam papers, that is also how you are going to handle them. So let's go with the steps to solve this particular problem. So let's go with step 1. So let's go with step 1. So we're going to say handling the multiplication modulo and division from left to right. So the first one, we're going to do the 4 times 4 first. So we're going to say 4 times, which is this one. So 4 times 4 is going to be equal to 16, right? So we say, so the expression becomes, so let's plug it in back. So we're going to have it as 15 minus 16 divided by 2, right? Because we are going to replace this 4 by 4 now with whatever we have by the multiplying 4 by 4. So 15 minus 16 divided by 2 minus 5 modulo 3 times 2 minus 12 divided by 2 times 3, right? And so we're also going to do the second one again. So this is like the first step. So we're going to do again. So we're going to go again. Here we have division. So we're going to do 16 divided by 2 is equal to 8. So we say, so the expression becomes, so we're going to have it now as 15 minus, what do we have here? So we have here as 8. Now we're going to replace this by 8. So 15 minus 8 minus 5 modulo 3 times 2 minus 12 divided by 2 times 3. Okay, so that's the one now we're having. So here now we're having 5 minus 8. So this is the difference operator we have here, which is subtraction. So the next set we're going to go with is around this area where we have division and multiplication, right? So we're going to now go to this place and say the next step is to do what is 5 modulo 3. Okay, so 5 modulo 2 is what is the remainder of dividing 5 by 3. So we're going to have a remainder of 2, right? So we're going to say, so the expression is, or you can say, or becomes, so we're now going to have here as 15 minus 8 minus 2, because now 5 modulo 3 is now going to become 2. So 2 times 2 minus 12 divided by 2 times 3. Okay, so the next part we are going to go it is with this multiplication we have here. So we are going to say 2 times 2 is equal to 4, right? And so we say, so the expression is, we're now going to plug in 2 by 2 as 4. So we're going to say 15 minus, 15 minus 8 minus 4 minus 12 divided by 2 times 3. Okay, so the next we are having now is 12 divided by 2. So we say, what is 12 divided by 2? 12 divided by 2 is going to give us 6. So we're going to say, we're going to have here as 15 minus 8 minus 4 minus 12 divided by 2 is now 6 times 3. Okay, so we now have the last multiplication we have here. So we just do that and say 6 times 3 is giving us 18, right? Okay, so we now plug that into the expression and say this is now going to be 15 minus 8 minus 4 minus 6 minus 18. Okay, so we're going to now do the next one now. So what is this other expression? So now 15 minus 8, we are going to handle that. So first we say step 2. We're only having a subtraction here, so we're going to say handling the subtractions, right? So first we're going to have that 15 minus 8 is going to be equal to 7. So the expression becomes, plugging 7 by 15 minus 8. We're going to have it as 7 minus 4 minus 6 minus 18, right? So the next thing we are going to do is, what is 7 minus 4? 7 minus 4 is going to give us 3. So the expression is going to become 3 minus 6 minus 18. 18. Okay. And so now we're going to handle again what is 3 minus 6. So 3 minus 6 is going to give us minus 3. Okay. So the expression is now going to become minus 3. Sorry, are we making some mistakes somewhere? So 15 minus 8 minus 4 minus 18. 15 minus 8 minus, oh, there's not supposed to be any 6 here. I think I'm having some issues here, so I should actually correct this here. There's no 6 here again, because this is now multiplying. 6 by 3 is going to give us 18. So that's an error on my side, but let me correct it now. I think so. Here is now minus 18. Okay, let me also correct that here. There's no minus 6. So this is just 7 minus 4 minus 18. Let me just kind of make this 4 to be bigger, so that I just kind of pick up every spaces there. So 7 minus 4 minus 18 here is going to be 7 minus 4 is 3. So let's remove this. Okay, so 3 minus 18. Okay, sorry for that, we're almost done. So next we are going to have 3 minus 18 and not 3 minus 6. So 3 minus 6 is going to be minus 15, and that is where we are going to have a final answer. So our final answer is minus 15 or negative 15, as you may want to put it. Okay, so let's solve the second one now. So the second one is we have 1i to be 5 times 4 into 6 minus 4, right, plus 9 minus 4 times 2 divided by into 5 minus 1 times 3, right? I think we're on the same page. 5 times 4 divided by into 6 minus 4 plus 9 minus 4 times 2 divided by into 5 minus 1 times 3. Okay, so in this case right now we are seeing that we have different operators just like we have before. We have the multiplication, we have the addition, we have the subtraction, now we have the division, now we have the parentheses. Now, but the thing is that when we have a parenthesis in an expression, whatever term is in that parenthesis must have to be resolved first before we talk about resolving the other ones. Similarly, since we have two parentheses here also, we are going to first resolve what is in the first parenthesis first before going to the second one. That is also going from left to right, right? Okay, so we're going to resolve what is inside of 6, like the 6 minus 4 parenthesis first is going to be resolved before going to the 5 minus 1 times 3. So we're going to go to step 1. Step 1, we're going to say resolving the parenthesis. Resolving the parenthesis, we are going to have it as 6 minus 4 is going to be equal to 2, right? So the expression now becomes, we're going to have it as 5 times 4 divided by 2 plus 9 minus 4 times 2 divided by into 5 minus 1 times 3. Okay, so the second one also will resolve what is into 5 minus 1 times 3. Okay, in that case also we are going to be specially doing this because we have different operators there. We have the subtraction and we have the multiplication. And so we are going to resolve in that particular terms in the parentheses. We are going to first resolve what is multiplied first, right? So we are going to first resolve that. So we are going to do what is 1 times 3. So 1 times 3 is going to be 3, so that we're going to have it as 5 minus 1. The one in the term, we're looking at that one first. So 5 minus 1 is going to be equal to, am I correct? Sorry, not 5 minus 1, 5 minus 3. Because we now have here now as 3, because 1 times 3 is 3, so this is now 5 minus 1 times 3 is 3, so 5 minus 3 is going to be 2. So the whole expression is going to become 5 times 4 divided by 2 plus 9 minus 4 times 2 divided by 2. Okay, now we have all the parentheses clear, but we have the multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. So also we are going to go from left to right. So we're going to go to step 2 to clear every other multiplication and division. So we're going to say resolving the multiplication and the division. Okay, so in that case right now we're first of all going to have what is 5 times 4. So 5 times 4 is going to be equal to 20, which is this one. So we're going to replace that by 20. So we're going to have it next as 20 divided by 2 plus 9 minus 4 times 2 divided by 2. Okay, so next also we have a division there, so we're going to do the second one. What is 20 divided by 2? And that will be equal to 10. So we're going to have this as 10 plus 9 minus 4 times 2 divided by 2. Next, we have the multiplication here. We're going to do that first. So we're going to do what is 4 times 2, and that will be equal to 8. So we're going to have it as 10 plus 9 minus 8 divided by 2. We have a division there. So what is 8 divided by 2? And that will be equal to 4. Okay, so next we are going to have the expression to be equal to 10 plus 9 minus 4, right? So we do the addition first because they are the same hierarchy with subtraction. So we do what is, so I think that should be in a third step, or if you want to put another step also or whatever, you can do it here. So we say step 3, resolving. What happened? Not writing. Okay, resolving the addition and subtraction. Okay, so we have it as 10 plus 9 first is going to be equal to 19. So our expression now becomes 19 minus 4, and 19 minus 4 is going to be equal to 15. So our answer to the question is equal to 15. Okay, so that is that about the I part of the question. So let's go to I. So let me go to 1 I. So that other one is going to be equal to 6 all into 6 modulo 2 is not equal to 7 modulo, right? I think it's modulo 7 modulo 2 times 3. 6 modulo 2 is not equal to 7 modulo 2 times 3, or 4 is equal to 5 plus 6 times 2 divided by 2, and 5 plus 12 modulo 5 is not equal to 4 minus 2 times 2. Okay, 6 modulo 2 is not equal to 7 times 7 modulo 2 times 3, or 4 is equal to 5 minus 6 plus 2, sorry, 5 plus 6 times 2 divided by 2, and 5 plus 12 modulo 5 is not equal to 4 minus 2 times 2. Okay, so we have different kind of operators here, or different categories of operators. So we have the arithmetic operator, which are in this case the modulo, the addition, and the subtractions and multiplication. These are the part of the arithmetic operators. Then we also have the relational operators in this case, which is the not equal to, and then we also have the equal to, right? These are part of the comparison operators. Then also we have the logical operators here, like which will have the logical and the logical or, right? And they are also separated in terms. So first we are going to treat all of the arithmetic operators first before we go into treating the relational operators, before going to treat the logical operators. So that is how the hierarchy of treating of operators are. I also made a video on operators in this particular channel, and so everything about operators I've done it before in class also. So first we are going to treat the arithmetic operators. So when we do that, then we are going to treat the relational operators. After that, we now go to treat the logical. That is the order we are going to go first. And so also we have 3 parentheses here. So first we are going to treat them parenthesis by parenthesis. So we treat the first parenthesis first, then we go to the second parenthesis, then we go to the third parenthesis. But then we are going to maintain treating addition first before relational, then before logical. Okay, so let's go to the step 1. So So the step one, or so let's just actually just say resolving resolving the terms in the first parenthesis. So the first parenthesis is this one. So whatever is inside of this bracket, we are going to do that resolution now. So first, also we have the modulo, and we have the subtraction, sorry, multiplication. We also have this not equal to. So we're going to treat the modulo first. So let's say 6 modulo 2 is going to be equal to 0, because the remainder of dividing 6 by 2 is going to be a remainder of 0. Okay, so 6 modulo 2. So we'll have here as 0. So the next thing we're going to do is, what is 7 modulo 2? So 7 modulo 2 is equal to 1, right? The next one is, so here is going to just be 1. So next we are going to multiply that 1 by 3. So we're going to say, what is 1 by 3? 1 by 3 is going to be equal to 3. So that means this expression in this first bracket is going to say 0 is not equal to 3, right? Because here it becomes 0, everything here becomes 3. So indeed 0 is not equal to 3. So we are going to have here as equal to, because we are having a relational operator, we are going to have either true or false. So here it's going to be true. So that is the answer to that particular part of the question. So there is true. Let's hold that first. Okay, so the first term becomes true. So let's go to resolve the second one. So we're also going to say resolving the terms, resolving the terms in the second parenthesis. So please, if you have watched the video up to this particular end and you've not subscribed, please help me and subscribe to the channel, so it can help me build the following and also help me to gain a wider audience on this particular media platform. Okay, so the second parenthesis right now, we're going to go into what is there. So first we're having the 6 multiplied by 2. So we're going to do that first. So 6 multiplied by 2 is going to be equal to 12, right? So that is now 12. So we're going to now divide 12 by 2. So what is 12 divided by 2? And that's going to be equal to 6. Okay, so next we are going to have here as, here is now 6, right? Am I correct? 6, right? And yeah, so 6, here is 6 now. So we're going to add 5 plus 6. We're going to add 5 plus 6. So we're going to add 5 and 6. Okay, so 5 plus 6, we're going to have it as 11. Okay, and so the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to say 4 is equal to 11, and this is a comparison operator. So 4 is actually not equal to 11, and so this is going to give us false, right? So false. Okay, so we're going to now resolve the terms in the last parenthesis, right? So I think, let me go back and see it. So we're going to have the term in the last parenthesis to be resolved. So we have there as, let me just copy it out. Let me just copy that out now. We have at let me go again and see that. So we have it as 5 plus 12 modulo 5 is not equal to 4 minus 2 times 2. Okay, so here we have the modulo first to work with. So resolving the terms in the third parenthesis. So we have here as 12 modulo 5. 12 modulo 5 is going to give us 2, because dividing 12 by 5, we're going to have a remainder. We're going to have a remainder of 2, right? Okay, and so after that, we're now going to plug in 2 here. But first, we're going to work with the multiplication we have here. So now, what is 2 times 2? 2 times 2 becomes 4, right? Okay, so the next part here we're going to resolve what is here first. So we're going to have it as 5 plus what is 12 modulo 5, which is 2. So that will be giving us 7, right? So this part is just going to be 7, right? And then we're also going to come here too, because this is a relational operator we're going to leave to do this last. So what is now 4 minus 4 minus 4? And 4 minus 4 is going to be equal to 0. So the expression is now reduced to everything here becomes 7 and everything here becomes 0. So that means that 7 is not equal to 0. And indeed, 7 is not equal to 0. So this is going to be true. Okay. So you're now going to plug this all into this particular expression. So here now becomes, here is true, here is false, and here is true. Okay, so we're now going to say replacing the terms replacing the terms in the parentheses. Replacing the terms in the parentheses. Hope I'm not spelling this wrongly. Replacing the terms in the parentheses by their solutions. We have it as, so the first term, what we have here is true. We have what is in the first term as true. So here is true, and then the second one is, this is true, or the second one is false, and we have a logical, and the other one is true. So that is what we have. So true or false, we are going to now go by one after the other. So true or false first. So true or false is going to give us true. So true or false is true, and then we have the other one to be true, and then true and true is going to give us true. So our value is going to be true. So if you solve it and you had true, it's going to also be the same thing. And if you solve it as, and then you have it as 1, you're also correct, because most times true and false are cast to their integer value, where you know that false has a value of 0 and true has a value of 1. So if similarly, if we do it here also, we're going to have true or false, and true is going to be 1 or 0. Let me just write it properly. If you want to solve with 1 and 0, you are going to have here as 1, which is true, or 0 and 1. Okay, and so 1 or 0 is going to give us 1. So 1 and 1 is going to be here. So 1 and 1 is also going to be 1. So whichever method you use, either 1 and 0 or true or false, you're also going to have your answers to be the same. Okay, that is that about the third one. So let's go to the fourth one right now and solve that. So let's go to the fourth one. Or do we have another one again? I think. Let me just copy this one here. The fourth question. So the fourth question is not into 5 modulo 2 minus, sorry, not minus 2, that is less than 5 minus 3 times 2 and 2 is less than 10 divided by 5 modulo 2, or 3 is not equal to 3 modulo 2. Okay, so we have two parentheses here. So first we have this one that has the not in it, then we have this one that has the other, like in the or part of the expression. So we're going to first of all resolve the first parenthesis first, then we're going to go to the second one. But in the first one, you're going to see that we have a mixture of operators. Here is an arithmetic operator, here is a relational operator, here is arithmetic, here is arithmetic, here is logical, here is relational, here is arithmetic, here is arithmetic. So first we're going to resolve all of the arithmetic operators first, then before going to resolve the comparison or relational operators, then before we go to resolve the logical operators. So first we're going to go from left to right. Also, we're having, for the arithmetic now, we have the division here, so we're going to go to resolving the terms, in the first parenthesis. So first we are going to go with the arithmetic operator, which has a higher precedence than the other ones. So in the arithmetic we have a modulo here. So what is 5 modulo 2? 5 modulo 2 is going to be equal to 1. Okay, so everything here becomes 1. Let me just drag this down so that I can actually be replacing it. Okay, so everything here becomes 1. So here is 1. Now we're going to go to the next part. Here now we have here as 5 minus 3. So we're going to do resolving this 3 minus 2. So we have here as minus 3 times 2. So minus 3 times 2 is going to be minus 6. Okay, so we now have here as leaving logical, and then we go again, and then we're seeing 10 divided by 5 modulo 2. So what is 10 divided by 5? So we have 10 divided by 5 from here. So 10, sorry, not a modulo, 10 divided by 5 is going to be equal to 2. So here becomes 2. We now do what is 2 modulo 2, and 2 modulo 2 is equal to 0. So every term in this bracket is going to look like, what is 5 and modulo 2? 5 modulo 2 will give us 1, so which is less than, here is 5. So we have here as 5, and this minus 3 times 2 gave us minus 6, right? And then we'll have the logical, and then we have here is 2 is less than, what is this? Or we have here as 0. Okay, 0. So now we go with the subtraction. So 5 minus 6 is going to be equal to minus 1. So this is going to be 1 is less than minus 1, and 2 is less than 0. Okay, so we're going to go with resolving these relational operators first. So 1 is less than minus 1, which is actually true. So here it's going to be true, right? And 2 is less than 0, which is also true. So here it's going to be true. So true and true is going to be evaluated to give us true. So that is for the first bracket. So everything here now has actually changed to become true. So every term in the first bracket is true, So we are going to go with or, and then we resolve everything in this other one. So this is 3 is not equal to 3 modulo 2. 3 is not equal to 3 modulo 2. So we are going to go with this 3 modulo 2 first. What is 3 modulo 2? 3 modulo 2. So let's just write it as resolving the terms in the second parenthesis. So we just did that here now. So 3 is not equal to 3 modulo 2. So 3 modulo 2 is going to be equal to 1. Okay. And so we have here as 3 is not equal to 1, which is going to be evaluated to true because 3 is actually not equal to 1. So now we're going to have the term from the first bracket. So we're going to have everything in the first bracket as true, right? But let me just kind of explain everything. So we're going to say replacing the terms in the parentheses by their resolved values. So let's go. Here is true and here is also true. So we have it as true or true. So we're going to have here as true or true. And true or true is actually equal to true. And that is our final answer for that question. So we have solved all of question 1 right now. So let's go to the second question. So we're asking us what is a function, and write a function called sumOfSquares in C++. So let's just do that right now. So number 2, what is a function? So number 2, what's a function? A function is a reusable block of code. So a function is a reusable block of code used to perform a specific task in a program, and that is what a function is all about. So a function is a reusable block of code which is used to perform a specific task in a particular problem. So we are going to do the second one, which is to write a function for sumOfSquares that is going to actually ask the user for numbers, and then we're going to now print the number. So let's just kind of do that right now. So first is to do the include iostream. So hash include iostream. Include iostream using the standard namespace. So using namespace std, and then we're now going to go to do our sumOfSquares function. So it's going to be an integer function. So int sumOfSquares. Okay, and it's going to require an integer number from the user. So that number is going to be our parameter here. So int n. So let's do that. So we're going to first initialize our sum to 0 and our counter variable to 1. So int sum is going to be equal to 0, and then I is going to be equal to 1. Okay, now we're now going to say while I is less than or equal to n. So while the user enters a number and then that number is less than or equal to the counter variable, we're going to do an iteration here of multiplying the sum, or sorry, adding the sum with whatever we have squared with I. So while I is less than or equal to n, we're going to say sum is equal to equal to I times I. So we're going to multiply I, and whatever we have, we add it to the value of sum. And then this is a comment, so this is a statement, and then we also increment our I value, so I plus plus, and then that is going to be, sorry, that's going to be the end of the function here, right? Okay, so that's going to be the end of the while loop, and then we return sum. So we return sum in the function. So here is end of the function, we return sum, and that is it. So after that, we go into the main function. So we say int main. Here we're going to actually ask the user to give us some number. So first of all, let's initialize the number variable. So int num. So we're going to say cout. We're going to tell the user to enter the number. Okay, so when the user enters the number, we're going to get that into our function. So we're going to first of all take that into this input console. So cin num, and after that we're going to say cout the sum of squares. The sum of squares is, and then we're going to pass in this number into the function. So it's going to be sum of squares, and then we pass in our number into it, and after that we just return 0. So we say return 0. That's the end of the main function, and then we also close it. Yeah, so this is actually the function for performing that iteration. So in this case now, right now, what happens is that we created this function sum of squares is going to take an integer variable. So first, if we have our number as 3 here, sum is first initialized to 0, I is 1. So while I is less than or equal to 3, which we are going to give to the function. So in the first case, I is now 1. So it's going to say this will be first sum is 0. So what is 1 times 1? 1 times 1 becomes 1. And so it increments the value of 1, and then now 1 becomes 2. So it comes again. What is now sum is already now 1. So what is now 2 times 2? 2 times 2 becomes 4. So now 4 plus the 1, which becomes 5. It increments I again by 1. I becomes 3. It comes again. What is 3 times 3? 3 times 3 becomes 9. It adds that value to the 5, which is the value of sum. So 5 plus 9 becomes 14. Just like the example that they gave. So that is what this particular example is all about. So that is about all the questions that were given in this session. If you enjoyed this video, do help me give a thumbs up, comment about it in the comment section. If you also have any other questions you want to ask in the comment section, please go ahead and ask them. Do help me subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share this video to others, and also help me to reach a wider audience. Without much further ado, do have a nice day. Thank you very much. Happy coding.